Today's topic will be on anti-tuberculosis drugs. So before explaining about anti-tuberculosis drug, let us first see what do you mean by tuberculosis drugs and what are their symptoms. Then after that we will be going to their definition, their classification, and also little bit details about the compound of anti-tuberculosis. So what do you mean by tuberculosis? This tuberculosis, it is a bacteria infections and they will be spreading through inhaling tiny droplets from the cough or sneeze of an infected person. They mainly affected the lungs, but also they can even affected any part of the body, including your abdominal glands, bones, and also your nervous system. TB that affects the lungs is the most continuous type, but it usually only spread after prolonged exposure to someone with the illness. Those people who are very healthy in their body weight and their structures, so their body naturally defend against infections and also this illness. Because of their strong immune system, these immune systems of them, they will kill the bacteria and there are no symptoms. Sometimes the immune system cannot kill the bacteria, but they manage to prevent its spread in the body. You won't have any symptom, but the bacteria will remain in your body. This type of the process is also known as the latent TB. But people with latent TB aren't infectious to others. If the immune system fails to kill or contain the infections, it can spread within the lungs or other parts of the body and symptoms will develop within a few weeks or months. This is known as an active TB. So, let's see the symptoms of this TB. What are it included? The symptom of the you will know that the patient suffer from tuberculosis when they have a persistent cough that lasts more than 3 weeks and they usually brings up phlegms which may be bloody. And you can also notice that the patient will have lost weight, night sweat. They also have high temperature like fever. They will feel tiredness and fatigue. And they don't feel hungry every time. That means loss of appetite and also swelling in the necks. Let's see their definition. That means the definition of tuberculosis and also the anti-tuberculosis drug. So what do you mean by tuberculosis? I already explained. So the definitions of tuberculosis is a potential fatal contagious disease. This disease can affect almost any part of the body, mainly an infection of the lung. Now, what do you mean by anti-tuberculosis drugs? Okay, if a patient suffer from tuberculosis, obviously this patient have to go for a treatment. So the drugs which will be using for the treatment of this disease will be called as your anti-tuberculosis drugs. They are the medicine which is used to treat tuberculosis, an infectious disease that can affect the lungs and organs. Next will be the classification, but the classifications of this anti-tuberculosis drugs. This anti-tuberculosis drugs has been usually divided into two groups, mainly that first line drug and the second line drug. But the patient will be treated first with the first line drugs. What do you mean by this first line drug? These first line drugs, they have got a high anti-tubercular efficacy as well as a low toxicity. If you take it routinely, because they have to be used routinely and very wisely. The example of this drug will be your isocyanate, rifampin, pyrazinamide, ethambutol, and streptomycin. But when a patient is not even cured by the first line drugs, they will be taken with the second line drugs. That is your second treatment. But this second line, they have got very low anti-tubercular efficacy or high toxicity. The example of the second line drug will be your para-aminosalicylic acid, cycloserine, kanamycin, amikacin, ciprofloxacin, ofloxacin, clarithromycin, and also your azithromycin. The main compound I will be taking about the a little details about isoniazid. Let us check the molecular formula of isoniazid. That is, your molecular formula will be C6H7N3O, and your molecular weight will be 137.139 gram per mole. And you have to store these drugs at room temperature, that is between 15 to 30 degrees centigrade. That's also away from your light and moisture. It have got melting point, that is 171.4 degree centigrade, and it is soluble in water. So how do you prepare this isoniazid? Preparation of isoniazid will be taken 4 cyanopyrimidines, and it will react with your sodium hydroxide. It will give first your first intermediate, that is your isonicotinamide, and when this intermediate will be again treated with your hydrazine, you will get your final product, that is your isoniazid. What is the properties of this isoniazid? Isonicotinic acid hydrazine. The second properties will be your most active drugs for the treatment of tuberculosis. As you can see that it is a fast-line drugs, and it's also very freely soluble in water. They have got bactericidal for actively growing tuberculosis bacilli, and it is very less effective against atypical mycobacteria species, and it can penetrate into macrophage and is active against both extracellular and intracellular organism. So let's see the mechanism of action of isoniazid. It inhibits the synthesis of mycolic acid, essential component of this Mycobacterium cell wall, highly selective for Mycobacterium. They are resistant. It's prodrug activated by the catalase peroxidase, and the mutation cause inhibition of this enzyme. No cross resistance occur with other anti-tuberculous drug, always given in combination. Not only the single drug, but it have to be combined with another drugs for the treatment of tuberculosis. The side effect that we get when we take isoniazid not in a proper way, that a patient will feel numbness and tingling in the extremities, and also will cause hepatitis. He will feel nausea and also vomiting. He will feel an upset stomach and also fever and rashes. What are the clinical use of this isoniazid? Since it is the very essential drugs, that means it is your first line medication in prevention and treatment of tuberculosis. You can use this by giving it through your mouth, and also, but it cannot be given parenterally. As a single agent, it's also indicated for the treatment of latent TB by a positive tuberculin skin test. It can also be used in the treatment of leprosy in combination with your dapsone and clofazimine. So we have come to the end of the topic of anti-tuberculosis drugs. I hope you all understand, and everything is there in this slide. Thank you.